and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to crochet this faux macrame plant hanger. For my plant hanger, I used some macrame cord, and it's a 3mm size. And I bought this from Amazon. If you're interested in looking at this, I will have a link below in the description for you if you're interested in getting the same cord that I use. This is actually pretty soft and easy to use. I didn't have any trouble crocheting with this cord. So to start, I'm going to make a magic circle. If you don't like making magic circles, you can start by chaining 4, slip stitching in the first chain to form a ring, and then you would work all of the round 1 stitches into the ring that you just made. So making a magic circle, I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is going to count as my first double crochet plus a chain 1, and then double crochet chain 1 in my magic circle 7 times. So there's 1, double crochet chain 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 1, and double crochet chain 1. You're going to have a total of 8 double crochet stitches plus a chain 1. And remember that chain 4 at the beginning counts as your first double crochet plus a chain 1. Tighten your magic circle. So when we get to the end, we have 4 chains here from the beginning. We're going to be working a slip stitch to join, and I'm going to be working that slip stitch into the 3rd chain up because this is 4 chains and I want a chain 1 space in between all of my double crochet stitches, and that chain 4 counted as my first double crochet plus a chain 1. So counting up, the 3rd chain up, working a slip stitch, and then I have a chain 1 space between each of these double crochets for my first round, and I'm ready to move on to round 2. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 double crochet, chain 3 in each double crochet stitch from the previous round. So this chain 6 is going to count as my first double crochet plus a chain 3. So I'm going to, in that next double crochet, work a double crochet and then chain 3. In the top of that next double crochet stitch, double crochet, chain 3. In the top of the next double crochet, work a double crochet and a chain 3, and just continue that all the way around. And I'm back to the beginning, and I'm going to slip stitch into the chain, top of the chain 3 from the beginning. For round 3, you will chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now you will double crochet and chain 5 in each double crochet stitch around. So in that next double crochet stitch, double crochet, chain 5. The next double crochet stitch, double crochet, chain 5. Double crochet, chain 5 in the next, and just continue repeating that all the way around. When I get back to the beginning, slip stitch into the chain 3, and you finish round 3. Now obviously this is not nearly the same size as my macrame planter, but at this point what you would want to do is you would want to make sure that the pot that you're using is going to fit in the hanger. So in this situation, I'm just using a little candle here to give you an idea. And you're going to pull these edges up to make sure that when you pull them up, they reach the top of your pot or your bowl or whatever it is that you're using to put in your plant. If they didn't come to the top, then you would want to continue working increases to continue growing the main body of your plant hanger. So if I wanted to make this larger, I would continue on in the same pattern by increasing my chains every round by 2. So for round 4, I would chain 10 at the beginning, then I would double crochet, chain 7 in that next double crochet, and repeat that same sequence all the way around, slip stitching into the top of the chain 3 from the beginning, and then continuing on again if need be to whatever size I wanted to work the main body of my planter. So once you're ready to move on to the next portion of your basket and completing your last round in your straps, you're going to chain 1, single crochet in that same stitch. So in that same chain that we worked our slip stitch, and then you're going to work 5 single crochets in that chain 5 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm working those single crochets into the space, not into the chains. Then I'm going to work a single crochet in the top of the next stitch and 5 single crochets in the next chain space, because that's how many chains I have between my double crochet stitches. So what that means is, it's if you had made more rounds to fit your basket, is whatever number of chains you have for that last round that you worked is the same number of single crochets that you're going to put into that space. So if I had worked another round and I had 7 chains in between my double crochet stitches, I would put 7 single crochets into that chain space, work a single crochet in the next stitch, and 7 single crochets in the next space. And so very easy to customize. Single crochet in the next stitch, 5 single crochets in the next chain space. And just continue that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. So I've worked 5 single crochets in that last chain space. I'm back to the beginning. I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch that I made. So to begin working our straps, I'm going to go ahead and chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now I'm ready to grab my ring. I'm going to insert my hook into that chain closest to my hook. So insert it into that last chain that you just made. Insert it into the center of your ring that you're using. Yarn over, and you see that yarn is going over your ring, and then you're going to work a slip stitch by pulling through all the loops. And now your ring is attached. You're going to chain 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So coming back to the top round of our basket, we're going to skip over the next 11 stitches. So 11 stitches is going to comprise the next 5 single crochets that we put into that chain space, the stitch over that next double crochet stitch, and the next 5 stitches in the next chain 5 space. And I'm going to work a slip stitch into the next single crochet stitch over my double crochet post here. So I'm going to slip stitch. Now, if you had worked additional rounds, you're going to skip over a different number of stitches, but you're going to be working your slip stitch into the same space or stitch essentially. So if you had 7 single crochets here and 7 single crochets here because you had a chain 7 space, you would skip over the next 2 chain spaces to work in that next stitch. So it doesn't matter how many stitches are here, you're going to skip over that next double crochet post and work over the next one, if that makes sense. Now, if you wanted additional straps, you could certainly go ahead and just skip 1 space and work a strap in that next stitch, and then work 1 in the next stitch all the way around. So you would be working in every double crochet post essentially. You'd be working in that stitch just above every single double crochet post around. But I am skipping 1 of those stitches in between my straps. And I'm going to work another strap by repeating those same steps. Chain 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You're going to grab your ring. You're going to make sure that you're not twisting anything and that you're working next to that same stitch. And you're going to do the same thing. Insert your hook into that last chain that you made next to your hook. Insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook. This might be a little awkward. Oops, and I missed it. Don't worry. Just insert your hook into that stitch, into that chain, insert it into the ring, yarn over, and pull through. And then repeat. Chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Skip over the next 2 chain spaces and work your slip stitch into that single crochet above the double crochet post. And you're just going to repeat that sequence on around, and you can already see how this is starting to shape. Now, if you want longer straps, if you would like your hanging planter to hang down lower, you could easily do that by adjusting the number of chains that you make. So if you wanted to make this twice as long, let's say, you would chain 30 for that first initial chain, work over your ring through that last chain that you made, and then chain 29 to come back down to the top of your basket and slip stitch into that stitch. You're always going to work 1 chain less for that second chain coming back down to the basket than you worked going up, because you want an even number of chains on both sides, and you're working into that last chain around the ring. So just continue working that sequence on around your basket. Okay, so I've worked my last slip stitch over the ring. I've chained 14. I have 2 last chain spaces to skip over, and I'm back to the beginning with my original chain, and you're going to just slip stitch to that first stitch. So we can go ahead and fasten off, and then you'll weave in these ends. But we have finished our basket. And obviously I'm just using this candle for my demonstration. I wouldn't recommend putting a candle into one of these yarn baskets. It would definitely be a fire hazard. I am simply using that size. It was the perfect size for my demonstration here. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Thanks so much for being with me. As always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks everyone. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.